Hi there, everyone, and welcome to another NECA Live. Now, I have terrible news for you. This is the last one that we're doing in 2020. Now, I know many of you are absolutely dying to see the back of 2020. This has been an unusual year for everyone, hasn't it? But since it was such a special occasion, I decided to dress up, Nicola. I've got a shirt on for the first time since, I would bet March. I've even got pants on. Look at this. I haven't had pants on in the longest time. So it is so lovely to have the opportunity to close out the year with my friends and family at NECA. So look, I hope you are all staying really safe. I hope you're staying busy as well. But of course, we are not going away forever. We will be right back here on January 11th to give you all of the exciting updates on everything that NECA is doing to help you grow your business, grow your team, grow yourselves, protect yourselves, and stay at the forefront of innovation and education, not just in 2021, but beyond as well. And today, wrapping up 2020, we've got one of our NECA Live regulars, you might want to say an old timer at this point, someone who's been and done NECA Live almost as often as me, because you will all have heard of the great work of ELECTRI International, the foundation for electrical construction that was established all the way back in 1989 by NECA. I was only 7 years old. I was born in 1982. I know you don't believe me, but I genuinely was. I've had a very rough paper round. So ELECTRI International works to help electrical contractors meet today's demands and tomorrow's challenges by conducting and coordinating research that helps understand the face and the shape of the industry, as well as producing meaningful, useful educational and consulting programs and very practical publications that I know you're all big fans of. And I know from meeting you at the NECA events live and in person that you love a good printed document as well. And I know it's hugely popular and successful with many of you. Well, there is no one better to talk about the work of ELECTRI International than the one, the only executive director. It is my brother from another mother. I like to think that he's almost a co-host here now. It is Mr. Josh Bone. Hey, Josh, how are you?
David, it's so good to be talking to you with pants on today.
Look, I know. I mean, I decided I'd give you a little treat and dress up on this occasion, Josh. Josh, you must be really ready for the holiday season.
I am so ready. It's been a tough year. It's been a grind, and we've done a lot of great things. I've been with NECA since last October, and it's been a whirlwind. I've learned so much. Got to meet wonderful people along the way. Be a part of NECA Live a number of times now. And it's time for 2020 to be over with, and looking forward to 2021.
It is a fresh new day starting on January 1. I know that for sure. And for our audience, Josh, who have heard of ELECTRI International and are broadly speaking familiar with your work, why don't you tell us a little bit more about why the foundation is so important?
So ELECTRI is our research and education foundation. It's born out of grants from NECA contractors, but we are our own standalone 501c3. And the way I look at ELECTRI is, I'll give you a couple quick analogies. We are, the industry as a whole. We're almost like a large peer group with our council. We have over 300 and something members that have helped ELECTRI become what it is today. It's a very close-knit group that gives back to the industry. ELECTRI is here for the industry as a whole. We provide the best research out there for electrical contractors. You look at ELECTRI, you look at how we're set up financially. We're the dozer. We're the ones leading the path for the electrical contractors. David, you don't want to go out. If you're an electrical contractor, you can't afford to stay at the cutting edge of technology. You need a resource, this foundation of ELECTRI, to steer the path and show you where the industry is going, and you get in line behind it, and ELECTRI can take those bumps and bruises. That's what it's built for, and really create the guiding path for our contractors. So it's been around for 31 years, and it's amazing the research that's come out, how we've attracted so much information to outreach for education to bring people into the industry. There's a lot that ELECTRI does.
Even the biggest contractor out there wouldn't have the resources, would they, Josh, to assimilate, to design, to deliver, to report, to publish, to check, to make sure that the quality of this level of research was up to scratch. They simply wouldn't have the resources. They wouldn't be able to. And I know that you guys have worked really hard to make sure that the research is cutting edge and really answering the big questions that contractors have today. I mean, I know one of the big ones was pandemics and construction productivity, quantifying the impact, for the first time ever putting actual numbers on the role that COVID-19 has played in productivity and performance. Tell us a little bit about the findings.
There was nothing out there from before. The last pandemic was back in the early 1900s, and we did a lot of research to see if there was something that someone had done at that time to look at the impacts that pandemic was having. So nothing had ever been done like that before. So we very quickly created a task force, worked with a research group, and every single day called hundreds of contractors, put these digital forms in the hands of our contractors to go and actually track mitigation efforts. So looking at social distancing, what was that doing? Getting your temperature checks, getting on the job sites, social distancing on the buck hoist, getting people up and down floors. We went through this massive 99,000 hours of just mitigation efforts collected on job sites all across America, spoke firsthand to hundreds of electrical contractors to basically determine that it's almost a 20% impact, loss of productivity to our contractors due to all the mitigation risks, due to productivity impacts. 20% is a massive, massive number. And a lot of the contractors don't track it the way that they need to. So they didn't have visibility into their jobs and how to bid the next jobs that were coming up. So our pandemic report had a lot of videos, had the report itself, had a change order calculator that came into it. It became something that any electrical contractor out there in the industry could use to help them justify a change order and help their business in a very uncertain time. So the pandemic report is one that will always stand out in my mind as long as I'm with ELECTRI many years into the future.
Ultimately, knowledge is power, isn't it, Josh? And it's only when a contractor has access to this information in a way that is practical and really makes sense to them. Research is important, but sometimes it can be so overly academic and cumbersome that it's difficult to actually do anything practical with. But I know you and the team pride yourselves on making it ultimately about business first. It's credible and is designed in the same way that any international, globally accredited piece of research is, but you make it accessible so that businesses can really actually use it. And of course, you're not just looking at the pandemic. I know another one that was recently released is driving through business growth roadblocks, but there are many others that you look at. And how do you decide what to focus on?
So we have a council that's made up of 300 plus contractors. They all come from the industry, and we get a real balance. So we bring in academia that has the research knowledge, but we partner them up with electrical contractors that have experience. We have 3 different types of research methods that we're using this year. So we're doing traditional, where it's led by a researcher, but we have the task force that supports them and always keeps the industry in mind that this is for the electrical contracting profession. We have focus groups, which are really led by the contractors, and then we have some subject matter experts. So, for us, we are always trying to strike that right balance because we understand attention spans are getting shorter. So we are trying to do more white papers, more webinars, things that are far more consumable for our contractors that they can turn around and operationalize in their business. So we do have to have, right now we're looking at digital electricity. This is something it's a technology that's here, but a lot of people don't have experience with that. So instead of going out and doing an academic research project in this next round of research, we're sitting down with contractors that have actually used digital electricity. By the way, it's a phenomenal technology, David. You being the technology geek that you are, think about not having for your laptops, for your phones, for all of these little transformers that slow things, really waste a lot of energy. It runs through a computer. Basically, it runs through like a server, and it gives you just the right amount of energy for your refrigerator, for your laptop, for your phones, and all of your digital technology, that it prolongs life cycle. It's amazing. But that's one that we're looking at right now in this next round of research that everyone's excited. And as you said, it'd be very hard. A large contractor might be able to do it, but boy, it would cost them a lot of money. That's what ELECTRI is there for, is to help the industry as a whole.
Well, it's fascinating to see that you've got that council of 300 individuals who inform and advise your research agenda and your priorities for the year ahead. What else are you looking at in 2021? What are the voices asking you to explore?
We've got a whole new round of research. We're really looking at supply chain. We see a lot of changes in supply chain that are happening right now, and we're trying to determine where there's opportunities and where there's threats for contractors and where they need to be paying attention. Right now, I would say the need for ELECTRI is greater than ever because the industry is changing so fast. Just the exponential transformation that's happening with our contracts. We're looking at some other areas right now that we're trying to identify new opportunities for contractors and how their businesses are going to pivot, trying to find new lines of work because commercial office space, guess what, David? It's going to forever change due to this pandemic. But manufacturing, industrial work is coming back in. And then all the IoT and 5G opportunities and microgrids, we're going to be spending some time there as well, looking at that. But again, a lot of blocking and tackling, like the roadblocks report that you were talking about, that we interviewed hundreds of electrical contractors in the country, and we identified.
Are you still with us, Josh? Can you hear us? I think Josh might be having some connection issues. Hopefully we will have Josh back in a moment. I'm sure we will. But for those of you who are tuning in, I think you can see the incredible work that ELECTRI International does. I think that's what's so exciting about the membership that you have with NECA. Think about it. Just through your membership, you are investing, I think, not only in the future of the industry, but in the future of your business. ELECTRI International allows the organization to take some of your valuable membership fees and, of course, some of the stakeholder investment that they get from sponsors, etc., put it inside that ELECTRI International model, and it allows them to research, to build education, to consult. It really is an unbeatable opportunity for us to learn more, to grow more, and do better. And remember, that really is what NECA is all about, making sure that we've got your voice at the center of absolutely everything that we do. And that's why we've loved doing these lives. So let's go over to some of our comments. We've got Doug Kerr coming in from Waynesburg. Doug, it sounds like a lovely place. Shari is coming in from California, Central Coast, NECA. Great to have you here. I really hope that you and your team and your family are all keeping nice and safe. William Schenk, what a great name, William Schenk. I love the names that we get on these NECA Lives here in Ireland, and I'm coming to you live from Ireland. If you lean in close enough to the screen, you just might smell some whiskey. Then you'll know that that's genuinely where I'm coming from. Our names are much more boring than the names that I get to meet at these NECA Lives. Terry Crank is coming in. Good to see you again. Terry, we've got Mike Bunch coming in as well, and Matt Swanick, and of course it is not a NECA Live if we don't have Kelly Lamp. Kelly, if you're not here, I'm not here. Thank you for staying so loyal and joining us all the time, and I'm delighted to say we are joined back by Josh. Josh, thanks for coming in. These technical issues occasionally do come from time to time, so I appreciate you being patient. But you were talking about the big priorities that you have for next year. I suppose for me, Josh, it's exciting to think that by involving the voice of contractors, that you can truly make sure that the research that you're doing and the education that you're investing in really is current. It's not based on what mattered 2 years ago. It's what's based on what matters today.
That is so true, and that is the critical thing that really sets ELECTRI apart from others that would be doing this type of research, that it does come from within the industry, that it is electrical contractors steering this research. And on the educational side too, David, that we're known for our research at ELECTRI, but you're going to see in 2021 us reaching out to more high school technical students and getting engaged with students at a greater level to bring attention to the electrical contracting profession, so we can help them see the opportunities that are here, because all of this technology, robotics, and just so much that's going on right now. We need to be recruiting the best and brightest and bringing attention to them that electrical contracting, great profession for the engineers out there and the technology enthusiasts like us.
What would you say to a contractor, Josh, who is so incredibly busy? They are firefighting the changes that they're facing, and they think, well, you know what? The research sounds interesting, the education sounds interesting, but I have got enough to do. The truth is, they can't really afford to ignore the insights that ELECTRI offers.
So often the contractors get caught up working in the business and not on the business. They get caught up trying to save money, not make money. It's time to really look at the business, look at it from a standpoint of how are you going to be able to keep up with the pace of change. Every contractor feels this right now, David, regardless of their size, regardless of their sophistication. It's an intimidating time right now because we're industrializing as an industry, and every contractor feels this sense of uncertainty with so much change. Plan on your business, work on your business, use ELECTRI as a resource and a tool to help you identify new opportunities. That's not a race to the bottom. You don't want to be in that commodity driven, who can do it the cheapest and fastest. There's an abundance of opportunity out there that you can pivot your business and make a better margin, reduce risk. There's an abundance of new opportunities and how you can specialize. And ELECTRI is that guiding light for you. Take some time and look at you have to put a plan together for your business. Where do you expect to be in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? ELECTRI can help you get there. And everything on electri.org is free, David. Everything on electri.org is free to anyone. All of this research that we've been talking about, amazing research, doesn't cost a dime for anyone. They can go get it on electri.org. All they have to do is sign up, create an account, and it doesn't cost them a thing. They can see the videos, everything.
Well, it's a wonderful way, isn't it, to give back to the industry, even to people who are perhaps not active members with NECA at the moment. Of course, we want you to be part of the NECA family. That helps us be bigger and better. But the research really is out there for anyone to look at and learn from. Where should someone go, Josh, if they want to find out more?
Just go to electri.org, and it's ELECTRI. It's like electric without the C on the end.org, and you'll be able to go right to our pandemic report. If you're having a hard time right now collecting on a change order you're not getting paid for that impacted you in March or April, this is a great resource that can help you. Look at the driving business roadblocks, all of that research there, 31 years of research, 135 reports and white papers, and we'll be adding more in the coming months and years.
One last question, and Josh, in many ways, this is the most important question of all. It's really the only reason I'm here. How are you spending your holidays? What are you doing?
With family and really trying to recharge and relax and putting plans together for what we're going to do and all the great things we have with the council and what we're going to be doing at electri.org. So it's a planning time for me. Really focus on getting some time with the family, but hitting the ground in 2021 strong and looking forward to both of those opportunities in the coming weeks.
Yes, but what are you going to be eating? I mean, I'm a turkey man, Josh. I put so much cranberry on it. It's basically a dessert. Are you a turkey guy?
I'm a turkey guy, but you know, if I have to pick dressing, not stuffing, dressing. I'm in Georgia here, so I'm a dressing guy. And
dressing?
My mother-in-law makes amazing dressing. So it's like stuffing, but 10 times better.
Hold on, dressing. So what is this? By dressing, do you mean is it like wet or dry? What is it?
No, it's good dressing is moist. So it's kind of like it's a casserole, but it's a lot more moist than stuffing.
Well, Josh, where's my invitation? I want to try some of this dressing. I need a mother-in-law that does dressing.
And the great thing is you put the dressing, the cranberry, and the turkey sandwiches after. So that's what you do after. So that's your days and weeks to come. You get to work on the nice sandwich that has dressing, cranberry, and turkey.
Look, Josh, the moment that the borders open, I'm getting on a plane. I want to meet this mother-in-law. I want the full dressing. I'm ready for it. I'm going to save up my Weight Watchers points and my calories, and I'll see you there. Josh, to you and your family, I hope you have an amazing holiday.
Same to you, David. Thank you so much. It's always wonderful spending time with you.
And I will catch up with you again in the new year. And of course, the same goes to all of you as well, to our big NECA family. Can you believe it's almost the end of 2020 and we got through it? And the reason that we did is that we all stuck together, and we always will. We will be here for you all the way through 2021 and beyond. So make sure that you come join us. Let's look at a few more comments that we have. Daniel is saying Josh is doing an amazing job leading these topics and more. I think Daniel's referring to the dressing there. I'm not entirely sure. Robert Smith is coming in from Cali. Great to have you here. Paul Jetter is coming in as well. Great name, Paul Jetter, for contractors with merits.com. Wonderful to have so many of you join us here. So from all of us here at NECA, we want to wish you a huge, wonderful holiday season. We hope that you stay safe. We hope that you stay well. We hope that you have a good time and enjoy yourself as well. But for the time being, from me and from everyone else, I got some music. How exciting. From me and everyone else here at NECA, have an amazing break, and we'll see you back here really soon.